and it basically will, 406 is actually will transmit the distress signal and registrant information. So we can get a distress signal and see who that beacon is registered to, what the name of the vessel is, and so on. Makes it a lot easier for us to reach out and confirm there's an actual distress. Before the 406s came online, we'd get a 121.5 EPIRB, and we'd go fly on it. And out off the Texas-Louisiana coast, there are about 3,000 shrimping vessels all in this one area, and we were literally just going over each one. Hey, you guys okay? Good. You guys okay? Good. And we would spend hours doing that. But with the 406, it makes it a lot easier. And one thing that this prevents too is people switching their beacon off, saying, "No, that wasn't me," because they don't want to get in trouble. Which, believe it or not, has happened a few times. You know, it's amazing how once we talk to somebody, the signal stops, and we're getting the most strong return right over their boat. But anyway, I won't go into that. Especially at 3 in the morning after a sound sleep, you know, you just get. But, so the 406 is actually a very, it's a great tool. It's a great distress indicator, and something that's really been key to us helping to resolve these cases. And especially with some of the new equipment we have, the MH65, we can actually get a lock. If we get the proper lock on the signal, we can actually get a position where it's coming from. So rather than going out and flying search pattern, it can be direct from Air Station Miami to the point of distress. We can confirm that there's a distress or not, and then head back. So
each one of the crew members carrying an EPIRB now?
They are now. Before we didn't, we just had little battle radios essentially, so if we were to crash or go down for whatever reason, we could pull it out and try to contact whatever other rescue asset or home base we could with that radio to let them know, hey, here's where we are, we're all alive, come get us. But now we do have individual beacons, and it's kind of been a mixed blessing because obviously you want that thing going off if you're hurt and can't activate the radio or pop off a flare. But similar to the situation we had with these things being on boats and then getting set off, accidentally, somebody bumps into it, it falls, and now it's transmitting. Somebody will bump their vest against something, and now their beacon's going off. So we'll get a call back at the air station saying, hey, we got this registered to you guys. Is that person okay? Well, I guess. As long as they didn't fall out of a helicopter, they should be fine. But yeah, so it's made it a little bit interesting. You know, with anything new, there's always going to be headaches. And until the system's been in effect for a while and the bugs have gotten worked out, people are going to complain. But ultimately, if we're getting a signal, at least we know that the system's working.
Aren't some of those beacons activated by the water?
Some are, yes. And that's a very big thing, you know, with aircraft. Their ELTs, they get activated by immersion in water, or some of the fishing vessels that more up north, but where they encounter rough weather in the North Atlantic, a lot of times they'll get activated by the boat sinking, and they will continue to transmit. I mean, depending on the EPIRB, they'll continue to transmit for some up to a day and a half, and pretty good range too. So, but to answer the original question, as far as satellite involvement, it's typically with the 406 EPIRBs. Any other questions about search and rescue, prosecution, or anything like that? Okay, I'll show you a few more pictures. This one right here is, I thought it would just showcase the Coast Guard's interaction with other services there. You can see a Marine carrying a young girl out of a Coast Guard C-130, and to the left there you can see an Air Force aircrew member. Not sure what he was doing there, quite honestly, but Air Force, Coast Guard, Marine interaction can't be a bad thing, right? I didn't hear that, but I'm sure it was good.
I said he was probably wondering too.
Okay, right there, actually, you guys may or may not have heard about this, but I'll try to block the picture. A Coast Guard helicopter rescue swimmer actually delivered a Haitian baby on the back of one of our cutters. I forgot. I was told that she named the baby something related to the Coast Guard, which I thought was kind of neat. I'm sure the baby's going to hate at some point when he grows up. But that case drew a lot of publicity. Obviously, a very good thing, very positive thing at such a negative time. All Coast Guard rescue swimmers are EMTs, so this is definitely not the first time a Coast Guard rescue swimmer had to deliver a baby, but this was one of the bigger things that came of our participation in Haiti. And that is actually on the back of the Coast Guard cutter Mohawk. You can see several crew members trying to assist the swimmer stabilizing the lady. Okay, here's another picture of some, there we go, a little delayed reaction. Here's another picture of service-to-service interaction. A Navy helo is sling loading some supplies off the Coast Guard cutter Mohawk, which was right outside the port of permits.